Hey people, today is a very special day because I am with another awesome Brazilian teacher for an interview. And for me, he has a famous name because of an amazing singer, I suppose. He's teacher Lenon. He's from Brazil. He's awesome. And it's a pleasure to be talking to him today. How are you today, my friend?
Hey, bro. First of all, thank you very much for your words. You're so
Mm-hmm.
kind as always, and I'm pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest with you, I'm a bit nervous because I'm not very used to be interviewed.
Mm-hmm.
So for the first time, I think it's gonna be cool, and I
Yeah.
appreciate your invitation, and I thank you very much for that.
My pleasure. So let's start. Why did you decide to learn English?
That is a funny story.
Mm-hmm.
I I always thought that English would be a fancy language. When I was a kid,
Mm-hmm.
listening to songs in English or watching a movie in English, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
man, if I could someday, I would like to speak that language. I
Mm-hmm.
think it's fancy. I joke with some students of mine, telling them that when you speak English, you are about 50% more handsome. So I always tell them that when you speak English, life is different.
Mm-hmm.
You see life with other eyes. You have
Mm-hmm.
other opportunities, and I
Yeah.
really believe that you have a totally different overview of life. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, it always started when I was a kid,
Mm-hmm.
and I saw people speaking in English through movies or English songs, and I thought it was very fancy, and
Mm-hmm.
and that was when my admiration started for the English language.
When have you decided to become an English teacher?
Um, Actually, people decided it to myself. I started studying English. Unfortunately,
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't study English when I was a kid. My parents, they couldn't afford an English
Yeah.
course. I came from a public school, and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
the teaching system didn't help me that much in
Mm-hmm.
order to be fluent in English, I would
Mm-hmm.
say. And I just could start studying English when I started working, so I could
Yes.
afford it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started studying in an English course, in a standard English course in Brazil, and then I just started doing that because I really loved the language, as I
Mm-hmm.
said before,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted to go for a profession that
Mm-hmm.
I would use English. I didn't know which profession I would go for. I was thinking like a bilingual architecture, or a bilingual engineer,
Mm-hmm.
or a tourist guide. I was just thinking about using English, but not as an English teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And I received a job invitation to start working as an English teacher at
Mm-hmm.
at an English course,
Yeah.
and that was like one of my first experience working with English. And I decided to take it, to be honest
Mm-hmm.
with you, not because I loved, but because it was an opportunity to work with something that I liked, which was English.
Mm-hmm.
And then I fell in love with that,
Yes.
teaching students, because
Mm-hmm.
like it was always my dream to speak English. And
Mm-hmm.
knowing that you as a teacher, you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's wonderful having an idea that you can be able to help someone to
Mm-hmm.
achieve their dreams.
Mm-hmm.
So I took this first opportunity, then I fell in love with it. Then I went for
Mm-hmm.
college in English, and everything in English that I could
Yeah.
be a better teacher. So that was when I started.
How is it for you to be an English teacher in Brazil?
Um, it's challenging, because in Brazil, there are people, we call it haterism,
Mm-hmm.
that people tend to judge accents, people tend to judge the way you talk, the way you teach, the way you breathe. People
Mm-hmm.
tend to judge.
Mm-hmm.
But if we focus on the good sides, like the good students, um, I think it's worth it. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I really like teaching here in Brazil. Um, I think that my biggest fear,
Mm-hmm.
or a time that was challenging, was when I started introducing myself into the social medias, because when you have a contact in person with the students, they tend to respect you and
Yes.
like you. I really
Yeah.
have students that really like me as a person, according to
Mm-hmm.
what they say, you know. But in social medias, I don't know what happens with people, but they tend to think that the other side of the window of the screen, there isn't a person. They
Yeah.
tend to think that people, like teachers like us, they don't
Mm-hmm.
have feelings, and
Mm-hmm.
they try to hurt people,
Mm-hmm.
like judging everything, and it's meaningful, you know. I
Mm-hmm.
can tell you that I think it was about 5 years ago when I first published a video. I think it was on Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just something like this: hey guys, I'm teacher Lenon, and I'm over here in order to invite you to come over to my social medias. I'm gonna be able to give you tips, daily tips every day. I'm gonna show you something. I was
Mm-hmm.
just giving this kind of information, and
Yes.
there was a stupid person who typed a comment like, man, you're Portuguese, you're Brazilian, and your Portuguese sucks. Your English must suck, and you
Wow.
suck. Something very mean. And I was like, man, I was going to reply this person, and
Mm-hmm.
then I learned that these kind of people, they are there just to hurt, and
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't matter what you're gonna tell them. You're not gonna be able to change their mind. So
Mm-hmm.
throughout these times, these hard times, I learned that I should not focus on these kind of people, and
Mm-hmm.
focus on the other side of people. I have a like hundreds of comments on some posts where I
Yeah.
use on Instagram or also in TikTok,
Mm-hmm.
that people are replying like, I really like your videos. You help me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for your tips. You are making my life easier.
Mm-hmm.
So we are always gonna have people who hate you, and that's
Mm-hmm.
okay if we don't focus on them. So it's challenging, mainly nowadays where the online teaching is
Mm-hmm.
growing. But I think that if you focus on what you really believe,
Mm-hmm.
things are gonna get easier. You know.
Yeah, I agree. Let me tell you one thing that a friend of mine told me once. Only rocks have no feelings.
That's true.
I think that's the most wonderful thing I've heard in my life when we are dealing with another language or dealing with social medias. And we are the ones putting our faces in front of the camera. We're going to be judged because we are in front of the window. So everybody can judge you. But I can tell you a very short judgment story. Everybody knows on the channel that I am a disabled person. And when I started my career, I was 17 to 18 years old when I started teaching. So I was very, very young. And apart from that, I was also a disabled person. You only can see my disability when I walk. When I'm sitting or when I'm doing any other kind of thing, you can see it or you can notice it. And once I went to the waiting room inviting a new student in to the classroom, and he asked me, are you going to teach me this way? I said, I'm sorry.
Wow.
And he said, are you going to teach me walking this way? I looked at him and I said, give me one chance. Let me teach you one class. If you don't like my class, we'll find another teacher for you. And then I taught him. It was a one-to-one lesson. And then when the class finished, he came to me and he said, I'm sorry. And I said, for what? His eyes were filled with tears. And I said, for what? I didn't even remember the story because when you are a disabled person, I was born disabled, you have to develop thick skin or else you don't
Imagine.
survive. And then he told me, for what I said in the beginning, I judged the book by its cover. I said, no worries. You know what? Come next class. If you come next class, I'll be even happier. 4 years
Yeah.
later, I was handing in the diploma to that student. He never left. But on social media as well, my channel was Rod, the Brazilian English teacher. And then once I was talking to another friend of mine and he told me, Rodrigo, what's your profession? I said, my occupation is English teacher. So you just put Rod, the English teacher. But I am proud to have people like you on the channel, another Brazilian who knows how hard it is, the road to become a teacher. That's why I have the theory of the pianist that I'm going to tell you very quickly as well. When you
Sure.
play the piano, you play the piano for you or you become a pianist. English is the same. You can learn English for you and you can learn English to teach people. When you decide to let go and become a pianist, you have to study even more. So when we become teachers, we don't have a second language in Brazil. We don't have opportunities like other people have. And this is awesome to have you, to have so many others that I have already interviewed on the channel, to tell these success stories. And you became a pianist, a very
Thank you.
good one.
I
And
appreciate
I
it,
am
man.
proud to be an English teacher. YouTube is a great journey that I really like. But we have to focus on the content, not on numbers. We have to focus on friendship and to be true, because when we look at the camera, we are telling a story. And I'm here today listening to your story and telling your story at the same time. So I think that people who write comments or write bad comments, let's say so, I think they're trying to draw our attention.
Exactly.
But to draw our attention, try to do the other way around. Write a good comment or write positive criticism, not a bad
Right.
criticism, you know? So when we receive comments, I think they are very helpful and useful sometimes. I feel very flattered. I love what I do. I love teaching English. And I want to tell everybody it's not easy to face a camera. I still am camera shy. Being an English teacher is my life. It's what I like to do. Telling your story, seeing the high level videos that you produce really impress me. So congratulations and keep going,
Thank you. Thank
you
you.
know?
Thank you very much, man. Your words are so soft to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I really got into your way of telling the story.
Mm-hmm.
And even a bad situation, according to your words, they can have a brighter side.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to congratulate you as well for all of your initiative. And I don't know how it is to be a disabled person, but I think that it must be hard
Mm-hmm.
not being a disabled person, but having to deal with people who mistreat you or who look down at you.
Mm-hmm.
and and congratulations for everything that you have achieved. And
Mm-hmm.
that's it, man. um,
Thank
i
you.
feel I feel shy a little bit when you say something good about me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it.
Don't be, because you do deserve it. what is a memorable moment during your career as a teacher? Or you have many?
Man, I have many, but all of those are all of those they have the same path, like the same destination.
Yeah.
And it is when I can see that the student's fluent. This is marvelous, you know. Like recently I've been teaching a student that she started with me like knowing zero English, such as where do you live, and she doesn't know. She what do you like to do, and she doesn't know. So she doesn't know like basic questions. Back then she didn't know. and nowadays she can handle a conversation like you and I are doing right now. And
Awesome.
she has a dream to become an au pair in the United States, and she's just waiting for her driver's license to be released so she can go there, because she has already done all of the procedures and she passed in everything. And this is like, wow, I could help someone to achieve their goals, like I said in the beginning. So all of the most memorable moments that I have are related to when I could see that I was able to help a student to become fluent. You know, it's really wonderful, because it's just like you said, to be fluent in English is one step, but to be able to get other people to get there as well, it's another high level.
Yes.
And sometimes I just think to myself, man, that's wonderful being a teacher. I think that if I could go back in time, although I have already struggled with financial situations, and like, to be honest with you, when I started teaching English, I was already working, and I gave up a job that I was making more money than I was going to teaching. So like, I took a step back in order to
go further.
Yeah. And it's amazing, man. It's amazing when you can see people developing. I'm not telling this, maybe someone who's listening is just like, oh, it's too good to be true. No, man, it's really wonderful. It's just like when it's a pretty simple example, but it's just like when you are crossing the street and there is someone that is not being able to cross it, like an old lady, and then you go like in front of the cars asking them to slow down, and you help this old lady to cross the street. It's a simple gesture that makes my day, you know. And helping students to get to the other side of fluency, it really is remarkable for me.
Awesome. One thing that my parents have taught me, they taught me to never play the victim card. Because they never told me, oh, poor one, I'm going to help you or whatever. My father always said, go, go. I'm here for you. Go, go. Never give up. You know, I think the mindset for learning a language or teaching it is the same. I think teaching or learning English is like going to the gym. Once you stop, you forget almost everything. English is practice. Do you agree with me?
Yeah, sure. 100%.
When people come to us, teachers, and say, I want to speak like you, I always say that I am a work in progress, because we will never stop learning English. When you became famous on social media, how did it feel?
The definition of famous can be tricky. Okay, so just kidding. I don't know. To be honest with you, I still don't have this sensation, you know, because like, I have a couple of thousands of followers, and I don't consider it to be known. As there are some people who talk to me like that, you know, like that I am being known, and people know me on TikTok. I think I'm getting to 10,000, I guess. But I don't feel this way. I don't know. It's just like it. My TikTok account has less than a year,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's, I don't know, I would say it's 7 months, 8 months. I'm horrible with dates.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And my Instagram account, I have it for 1 year and a month. I
Mm-hmm.
started in December 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah, December 2020.
Mm-hmm.
I already had an Instagram account before, but I deleted and I started from scratch
Yeah.
again.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I don't know. I think as it is a daily progress,
Mm-hmm.
I I just don't feel this way. You
Mm-hmm.
know, there are some times that a student, a person who is interested in studying with me on my online course, they text me on WhatsApp, because sometimes I post a video with my WhatsApp number so students can get in touch with me.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
people text me saying, "Hi, I got your number from social media and I would like to study with you."
Yes.
I feel like, man, that's what, because I don't see the number. I just like go there, I post, and when people are commenting like, "Oh, you are helping me, thank you very much," when they are praising or just being thankful, I
Yeah.
feel good that I be able to help
Yeah.
them. And that's
Mm-hmm.
it. I don't have the sensation like
Mm-hmm.
I'm a well-known person. I'm being honest with you. I think
Yeah, I
someday I might
agree.
get
I
there.
agree. I agree. When I see the numbers on my channel grow, I say, man, there are more than 1,500 people listening to me. What is your creative process? What are the ideas for your videos?
Um, I think that repetition is key
Yeah.
for mastering
Mm-hmm.
the language. If
Mm-hmm.
you learn a vocabulary right now
Yeah.
and you never have a chance to repeat it
Mm-hmm.
or to
Mm-hmm.
to look it again,
Mm-hmm.
probably you're gonna forget it. We
Yes.
have the spaced repetition, which is necessary for
Yes.
mastering
Mm-hmm.
the language acquisition.
Mm-hmm.
So my idea on my videos on Instagram and on TikTok
Mm-hmm.
is teaching something short, like a
Mm-hmm.
vocabulary or an expression, and
Yeah.
through repetition makes this easier for the student to get it. So all of my
Mm-hmm.
videos, most of them I would say, I teach an expression, and within
Mm-hmm.
30 seconds, there is the expression that I am teaching is repeated like 4 or 5 times, like or by me or
Yeah.
by a short video that I take from the internet.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my idea, just
Mm-hmm.
feeding people with a short vocabulary, because
Yeah.
I don't think that language acquisition is something hard. I don't think
Yeah.
that English is a hard language to a master. I just
Mm-hmm.
think that people who struggle with it are people who probably don't have contact enough with the
Mm-hmm.
language. Like they
Mm-hmm.
study once a week or twice a week. And I always say
Mm-hmm.
that just getting contact with the language for twice a week or
Yeah.
3 times a week is not enough. You should have it
Mm-hmm.
every day. And it
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't necessarily be something boring like a
Mm-hmm.
textbook or something.
Mm-hmm.
You can have contact with the language, listening to songs that you like, watching TV series that you like,
Yes.
or even like watching your wonderful videos on YouTube that you have amazing interviews in English. So
Mm-hmm.
all of
Thank
those
you.
kind of contents, they
Mm-hmm.
help students to get better on the language. So my
Mm-hmm.
idea with the videos is that teaching
Mm-hmm.
something short, and through repetition, students
Mm-hmm.
that are going to improve their vocabulary even more.
Yes. Awesome. Well, I think now we can go to the rapid round game, which is the game that everybody loves on the channel. Being an English teacher for me is
A wonderful experience.
the most beautiful English word for me is
Lenon is a beautiful word, but no, I'm not gonna say that. um, dang, I would say love.
being a non-native English teacher in Brazil is
Um, challenging. We have good and bad sides.
being a content creator on social medias is?
It is worth it.
Friends are.
A must.
Lenon and Lenon.
I'm a person who have dreams and I never give up on them. I still haven't achieved the situation that I would like to. And I've been working towards that for 10 years. And that's it. I'm a person who never give up.
Absolutely true. Now I am in the hot seat and you can ask
Hey,
me whatever you wish.
okay. I'm a teacher who.
Cares about people.
Good. My biggest dream is.
Never stop dreaming.
I fell in love with.
English, my wife, my children, and with learning.
Oh, 3 things I cannot live without.
My family, English, and friends.
2022 will be.
A blast.
Yay! Great. I like that game, man. Your words are always kind, man.
That's
Congratulations
cool.
for
That's
being who you
cool.
are.
For every guest, I have a sentence, a quote, a takeaway. And for you is I chose it because of your name. You may say that I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. So it comes from John Lennon's song, Imagine, that everybody knows.
Yeah.
I think that being a dream chaser takes us far. I think that when we stop dreaming, we stop trying to find ways to make our lives even better. And I would like to tell you that I am very happy to have had the chance to interview you because it was great to have you for some time and exchange ideas and everything else. I just want you to keep going strong because you do a great job. And I'll be there to watch your content, to be a friend, whatever you need me for. It was an honor to have you for this interview. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it. I really do. Your invitation and everything that you do. Your kind words as well. You really made me feel comfortable over here.
Yeah.
And as I told you before, congratulations for being the person who you are. As we talked throughout this interview, it's not easy to be a teacher, and you chose this path with passion. And the way you talk, the way you show your message, it's very clear that you don't do anything that you do except for love, for loving who you are, for loving the English language in itself, and loving seeing the students' progress, as I said. So congratulations for your initiative on the YouTube channel, on the interviews and everything that you do. Thank you very much. And of course, thank you for choosing me. I think that throughout hundreds of thousands of English teachers, you chose me. So I'm really I'm thankful for that, and I appreciate it, man.
Of course. My pleasure. Keep something in mind, if I can tell you. Nobody does anything alone. No matter what, You always need someone. And as long as we are, and as long as people want to listen to us or watch our content, we're going to be here on TikTok, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, whatever it is.
That's for
And
sure.
thank you so much, people. This was my friend Lenon. He's an awesome teacher. All his social media contacts will be in the description box below. I hope you liked this interview as much as I did. Thank you very much once again for being here with us. Thank you for your time. See you all next week. Bye-bye. Thank you. See you.
Take care, guys.
Hello, it's Rod's friend here, Gino from Real Everyday English. Sorry for interrupting your video. I just want to make a quick recommendation that you subscribe to Rodrigo's channel. He's an amazing guy, he's so humble, he's so dedicated, and he creates absolutely fantastic content. See you people soon. Bye bye, God bless.